Hello, everyone. Yes, welcome to the Mongolo Croonings show with Abby and her friends. I actually have a friend in house today, and yes, I'm quite excited because she's like she's excited for the topic that we're going to talk about today, and I am excited for it too. So, first of all, I want to apologize for last week. Last week was a crazy day. I had exams and everything, and I couldn't get away from it because my exams ran quite late. So, I just had to, you know, just say apologies to the people who are on the groups, who are also members of the, Mongols family. We've got Sister Bidu Shangodare already saying, "Good evening, everyone." She's been like, waiting. People have been sending messages, like they're excited for the show. They want to know what we're talking about and everything. So I'm very excited for that. Just telling everybody that we're live. But we are going to be talking about honesty in relationships. And I know some people will be like, relationship again. My dear, Peter was feeling like that, but I've come to realize that relationships are the kingpins of everything that we are. When we're saying relationships, we don't necessarily mean romantic relationships. We are saying every kind of relationships, parent to child, child to parent, brothers and sisters. Today has been another hectic day. I had to go out, so I'm tired. But it is our show and we will rock it, whether they like it or not. So, relationships, because I mean, when I look at some of the relationships I've been in, like relation and I mean all of my relationship with my mother was special and unique, but there were some, like, it was just a case of, mom, just be honest. Tell me what you honestly feel. So going around and African parents are good at that thing. They know how to go round about the houses instead of coming straight. Come to me straight. Don't go through the corners. Or is it siblings? A sibling is upset with you, but instead of coming straight, they'll first go and report it to everybody. Oh, so that you already look bad, then the gist will now come to you. Now be like, what do I even say? And then we're talking about relationships between spouses. So we actually had a very interesting situation in the studio. I'm just trying to see if anybody is getting ready to join us, you know, so that we can get on. Okay, Amaka says she's on YouTube. She's watching. Amaka, please don't just watch on YouTube. Oh, please now join us. Come and join us. Come and join us. Mongalo is for you and me. Sister Ariola, come and join us. So don't just say, you're watching. Come and join us, please. Okay, and then Obadiah said he's running to come and watch. So don't just come and watch. Please come and put in your 2 cents. And I think I'm going to be drawing on my friend Michelle to get her her thoughts, because well, I will get whoever I can get in if we're having problems. Well, I'm thinking maybe we'll have to look for another day because Tuesdays are a bit on the hectic side for me. But the Lord is our most to. So I'm trying to get the story so I can read it out. Because unfortunately I couldn't post it on things that I could. So I'm going to read the story out. And I don't mind reading it several times. I'm just trying to get to it. Where are we? Okay. I think I found it. And I'm going to read what I wrote as a reply, but let us have this first. Okay, so is a friend. So a friend on Mongolo, a Mongolo friend said, "Well, let me share a true life story that was recently posted by someone. You can add it to your discuss list." So we're talking about what we're going to talk about. So I have been married for 14 years, and we have 3 kids, all boys. but none of them belongs to me. 5 years before I met my wife, I was involved in a car accident together with two of my friends. We're traveling from Lagos to Abuja, and our car skidded off the road. I was the only survivor of that incident, and my friends died. Well, when you are the only survivor, it means your friends died. And then I spent about 11 months at the hospital, and that left me with a condition that says I can't have children. I gave my life to Jesus Christ and became a committed Christian after the incident. In summary, I became a pastor in the local church in my community. 5 years later, I met my wife in the process. I hope you people caught my side eye. In case you didn't catch it, let me give you again. Uh-huh. I didn't tell her about my condition because I was hopeful that God would heal me. 6 years into our marriage, my wife got pregnant and had our first child. To be sure, I secretly went for a DNA test and it was clear I wasn't the father. I repeated the test for all three children and they are all not mine. I have been living with this situation for the past 3 years. And for the past 8 years. I've been living with this situation for the past 8 years, and I'm beginning to get irritated by both the children and my wife. Why now? Why? My wife pretends to be a good wife. She goes around preaching to women in the church about the need to remain faithful to their husbands. But she has had three children by another man or other men. I don't know. I want to confront her, but I am confused as to how to go about the situation. I am just angry and irritated by everyone in the house lately. I feel like a total stranger in my own home. What should I do? So that's the situation right now. Okay. Oh, Abaka is now online. Please put in your comments, to let us know what you're thinking. So that's the situation right there. Guy, got into an accident 5 years before meeting his wife, and then didn't think that God was, didn't think that it was important to inform the wife about his, you know, infertility. Got married to her under the premise of God will fix it. Let us first of all look at that. So you lie to somebody, deceive them into marriage, because let's be realistic. Most of us, we get married not just for children. We also enjoy. We get married for the you know so someone who has now received Christ is expected that when she gets married she'll be getting plenty of you know and there's nothing, or what is there is not producing anything. And you know how our culture is, the woman gets blamed. She's the one who is infertile, she's the one who's barren, she's the one who's done something to her womb. That's why she can't have children. So maybe only God knows what kind of insults the woman has gone through, and she decided, you know what, let me go out. I've gone for hospital tests, because it's usually the woman that will go for hospital tests, the man will not go. And she'll be saying to herself, I'm 100%. The doctors say I'm fine. So why can't I have children? So she'll go and say, okay, let me go and test, because it's important that at least I get confirmation. And then she goes to get confirmation. And then what happens? The man is the one that has the problem. So she goes and start testing and bringing back babies. So when that post was put up, my brother, my brother very quickly came up and said, not excusing the woman, but there is no evidence she committed adultery and bore the kids for another man. She might have discovered the condition and did artificial insemination. Both partners are fraudulent to each other. So again, the woman might have found out that he's impotent, but that doesn't mean that because she's bringing children home she's committing infidelity. She could be having IVF if she's that rich, or she could be looking for alternative ways to give birth without actually sleeping with the man. Nothing is impossible these days. Excuse me. So he said that, which I was like, yeah, I totally agree. So I said, well, he's a fraud vexing with another fraud. He's a fraud, the wife's a fraud. They're both frauds. Rita Dong, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Um, Sister Ibido said, my advice to the man is very simple. Relocate to Ghana before he could say a word to the woman. That's not fair. Relocate to Ghana. No, I don't think that's fair. Why is he relocating to Ghana? So he will go and deceive another woman in Ghana. He will go there and go and lie and say, oh, he separated, his wife cheated, but he will not say why the wife cheated. So then he will now go and marry another woman and not say anything and be praying. Because he'll be praying for 6 months, be 6 years. The the situation didn't change. Situation is still the same. So he will not go and get another woman and tell her he's praying. No, sit down and trash this thing. Dr. Seno, hey, this is wonderful. Welcome, sir. Why is everybody going to go and sit down on YouTube now? Come and join me on this thing. Please. It's not nice talking by myself. So, anyways, I now wrote this reply because someone said, Maya said, Connyman died, Connyman bury him, so-called pastor. His marriage was started on a foundation of lies, or of deceit, and he's being run on deception. He has found his match. That's the truth. They're both frauds. They're both frauds who are trying to one up each other in this marriage. So I said, exactly. You can't be stealing and then call another man thief. You're both thieves. You know, he's actually cruel for marrying the woman without telling her of his condition. Thus, she's put under the duress of belly watchers and prayers and fasting for what she didn't have. As with many women, she searched for a child by any means necessary and must have realized along the line that the guy carried an empty cannon. Empty cannon. Dr. Sendu said my media voice is calming. I'm calming myself to the point that even me, I'm making myself sleepy. So he'll be sorely mistaken if he thinks that this woman hasn't made alternative plans for the day he decides to out her. He should consider this. He is the one who actually has no children. This woman has covered his shame. If he kicks off, he will have to explain how he knows with certainty that the children don't belong to him. Besides, he went into marriage with deception and was praying that God will help him in that same deception. The prayers were not prayering. So that's the situation. God is not going to help you in your fraud. You're defrauding somebody and you're praying that God will not help you in your fraud. God is not, He doesn't do that. So, welcome to the show, Sister Evidu. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening, sis. It have tails. Look at your beautiful face. So, well, you said that the man should relocate to Ghana.
Eh,
Why nah?
No, there is, in fact, I have a lot to say on that, but
Okay.
because I'm not the type that I don't like to type for long, so it's better I come online and explain
Yes.
the details.
I prefer that. I prefer
Yeah,
that. So,
from the
please.
beginning, the man should be faithful. Being a pastor, you call yourself a pastor, and
Mm,
you've been in the ministry, and you got a woman. Why not open up with the lady? That's his
hmm.
own part of blame. And when the woman discovered by herself, why didn't she call the man and sit him down? Say, look, this is what I discovered about you.
Hmm.
I'm no longer interested. But she didn't do that. Two of them, they are pretenders. Let me say they are
But
pretenders.
how do we know that the wife knows for sure that the man can't do anything?
They might have gone for medical checkup, and the secret might leak to the woman, either through one of the nurses, because the doctor he might collide with the doctor, not to reveal to the woman, but one
Mhm.
of the nurses or one of the person working in the hospital will tell the woman, so this is what is happening to you. Don't wait for this man. You waited for 6 years. Better find solution to yourself.
Mhm.
I think that's what exactly what happened to that woman. So once she got the truth, I was like, oh, if he's hiding this one from me, okay, let me find my way. But she didn't do it right. She would have sat the man down, say, why are you hiding? I can't stay in this relationship. Or if she cannot open up, she can even see the people who are above them in the ministry and report the issue. They will call the man and talk to him.
Hmm. You haven't
That
met men who would turn it around and be like, eh? You're going around discussing me, discussing our
story.
family issues, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah, blah, blah. You're a
it's a
bad woman. I don't
issue.
want you in my
Oh,
life.
forget about the family issue on this. This is a chronic stage because people who is not because the two of them know what is going on. People
Mm,
who doesn't know what is going on, they might be blaming the woman. So because it is women that normally blame most.
of course. When there's infertility, it's the
Yes.
woman's
So
fault.
if
The
she
man is
open,
always fertile. It's
yes,
always
better she open up so that she don't take the blame of what she is not, she didn't do at all. So she will have opened up. Whatever that comes after it is none of her business. Yes,
mm,
if I were the woman, I will get myself prepared for any consequences. I will open up.
exactly.
And then for the man to get to know that these children are not mine, to cover his privacy and that woman's privacy, he needs to apply, what will I call it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Yes, thank you, my sister. He needs to apply wisdom because he will not like to expose the woman in the ministry, and he doesn't want people to know his own weakness. At the same time, the best thing is to relocate, leave a note, change your phone number. Don't you might even be in the country without anybody knows where you are.
You mean the man now?
Yes, he can easily left a note for the
But
woman.
why is because what this is what I'm trying to understand. Why is he the one running away? Why is he the one that is going to leave a note when he's the one with the problem? Because let's look at it. Let us look at it
He's an
honestly.
open disgrace to the man in the ministry.
But
If you
that's
look
what I'm
at it very,
saying. If the man keeps quiet, if the man doesn't say anything, the man wakes up and goes, "Wait a minute. Whether I like it or not, this woman has gotten me to be called something that I normally should not be called. I'm being called a father. I'm being called daddy because this woman went out to look for solution. Okay, did she do the right thing? No,
oh, she
but
didn't do
she
the
still
right. That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah,
what I
but
said.
but
She
it
will have.
started from him. It started from him because think about it. He married this woman. I'm sure they've talked about babies that they're going to have in the future because that's how we women talk. We'll talk about our babies, and then when this woman is crying, and maybe his own family come and start cussing her, saying, "Oh yeah, you're a barren woman." This man did not open his mouth one time to say, "Oh, actually, she's not barren. No, it
That's
is
what I.
me."
That's what I said. That the woman will have reported the issue to people. I mean, to the family or whoever that can even intervene
Sister,
privately.
sister, it's not that the man cannot perform the sexual act.
I
He,
know what you are
it
saying.
is just that he has no sperm.
That's what I'm. We are saying the same
So
thing.
why? How will she know that he's the one at fault? How will she know?
That's what I. That's what I said, that they might have gone for medical checkup because not immediately after the marriage or 2 years after the marriage, the woman started having children. So you say after 6 years,
Yes,
definitely someone have leaked the secret to the woman's hand to let her know, say, woman, you will forever be in this man's house without child. This is the issue.
mm,
And once she got to know
okay.
that, yes. So once she got to know that, okay, if she is hiding from me as a wife, why did he have to get married to me for the first instance? Okay, definitely the woman might have had ex.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the ex has not even get married to anybody.
Or the ex is married but he has excess sperm to
But
distribute.
you are there for a spam donor.
Hey.
Oh. But spam donor or no spam donor, you know, we in Nigerians, my child is my child. I don't lomo, no lomo. No. The
Well, that
moment
is if, because some women are cunning. I won't say smart. They are cunning. That
yes,
they
if you
won't
get
even let
married,
the man that owns the child, that the one that they're pregnant, they'll just do it like, oh, I'm having an affair with you. But meanwhile, she knows what she's doing. Because the moment she realizes she's pregnant, pum, she disappears. Then once the baby is now okay, she now comes back again. And you that you took off last time, what's the meaning of that? Say, what now? You know that once my husband starts to do somehow, I have to adjust.
okay,
That's why I adjusted.
let's assume the woman didn't disclose to whoever that pregnanted her. But the man should always play a role of a man. He shouldn't be scared of that woman at all. There will be a happy moment you want to table that thing out. She can even take everybody for holiday. They book a separate room for those children. They enjoy themselves. Then say,
Mm,
the reason why I brought you here is this. The people who get those children knows about it. If
mm,
he said no, okay, we keep our secret, they resolve the issue. But two of them are to be blamed from me. Oh. For the man
exactly.
for the man to keep the secret and for the woman to got to know later and started having affairs outside to bring bastards home. It's not nice.
Yeah, man.
So
I,
my advice to the man is that he should be bold enough, get the woman happy in a happy mood. He's a man now, you know how to make his woman to be happy, to table the words before her. Say, look, I know what is going on. Really, he will first of all started blaming himself from the beginning of the conversation.
mm, mm.
He can even prostrate and say, see, I want to say something and have to be like this to open up for you. I've done wrong, but you've done worst.
But
Everybody
Sister Video, in I grew up in deeper life, right?
deeper
And
like
I don't know whether they've changed it now, but in deeper life,
yeah.
if a man marries a woman and maybe he's impotent, and yeah, and deeper life marriages, you do not sample before you marry, you do not
No,
even kiss. In fact, if possible, you are not in the same room
I
till
thought
you marry.
even in the
The,
church, you don't sit down together.
so you don't sit down together until you're married. That's when and of course, men will always know whether they can, whether
Yes, yes, yes.
because they will notice it. So in deeper life, if a man and a woman should get married, and the woman later on comes to discover that the man has deceived her into a marriage and he actually cannot perform his husbandly duties, the church will actually separate them, because they will say that marriage was started on falsehood.
That's what I'm saying.
Therefore,
If the
that
woman,
marriage does
yes,
not even stand. They'll say they'll dissolve it. It's not a marriage.
that's what I'm saying. That I did be the woman open up to one of the elders in the church,
Mm.
the senior pastors, who can come in between the issue instead of her to be bringing bastards home. It could have been a perfect thing.
There are no bastards in Nigeria. Oh.
Okay, mommy.
There are no bastards in Nigeria. So, Michelle, you're looking at me. Do you want to? Huh?
Nana, yeah. Is this Nana?
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
let's not Nana.
Okay. Michelle is a bit anxious because she's worried about her Nigerian fans. They'll see her and they'll be like,
Oh
oh,
my God, stop! Do
all
not believe her.
all her Nigerian. She said, I don't have the liver. That's what she actually says. I don't have the liver. Hi, Sasha. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Abby. Okay.
Dr. Sanu said he'll be joining us. Rita Dong, come and join us now. Amaka, come and join us. Let us have this conversation. So, Sasha, since a certain person doesn't have the liver, her Nigerian contingents are waiting for her, and she says she doesn't have liver. Imagine. So, Sasha, what do you think about this topic? Do you think that this man should, Sister Ibitu, don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Mm.
Um, do you think that this man in question should confront his wife, or should he just be like, okay, well, technically, because of her, I am called a father and a daddy.
Mm.
So I should be grateful to her instead of being, you know, not grateful. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it depends on the. We touched on this a bit last time. I think it depends on the man. Because some men want as well would not take on that responsibility. And yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear that part properly.
Oh, some men would not want to take on that, would they? Responsibility. But
Okay, but
if
if he believed that the kids were his, he would have happily taken on the responsibility.
yeah.
But okay, so this is because Michelle and I were talking about this earlier. I said, okay, even if he says the woman should leave, be gone, I don't want to have anything to do with you. The bottom line is he still remains a man without kids. He still remains that impotent man without children, because he cannot take the kids and say to woman, oh yeah, you need to get out of my house. It's not going to happen. She's not going to live without her kids. So she's basically covering him up.
Uh,
Because I mean, how many times has it been that a woman would be taking time to get pregnant, and a man will go and impregnate someone else outside, and they'll bring the woman home, they'll bring the pregnant woman home to his wife and say, well, he's actually trying to help you, he's covering your shame, because if this woman gives birth, the cry of children would attract children into your own body. And that's part of the cock and bull story that they tell women to get them to accept illegitimate children. But when it's a man, no, 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 man can't, I'm like, why, who are we deceiving? What do you think?
I mean, would you accept this situation? Would you? Would you?
Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah. Would you accept this type of situation if you were put in in this position? What would you say?
If I was put into this situation where I'm a woman and my man can't have babies,
Hmm.
well, because having children is important to me, I would definitely be like, and if I find out that he knew that he couldn't have children, but still went ahead to marry me, knowing how much I want children, to me that's an evil person. I won't want to be
I,
around them,
I see. Yeah.
because I know for a fact that I would discuss it and be like, oh, I can't wait for us to have children. I already know the names of our kids. And if you're going, oh yeah, that would be lovely. And you know for a fact that you cannot have children.
Mm.
And then 6 years down the line, somewhere, something happens that makes me know that, oh, you actually cannot have children.
It's a bit cruel.
I will be very angry, very disappointed, and I struggle to see how I will remain in that kind of situation.
Can I ask a question?
Mm.
Okay, Michelle has a question. Yes, Michelle.
Does this imply to any culture?
If you come closer, they can hear you, since you don't want them to see your
Okay.
face.
Okay.
She doesn't want people to see her face, but we will hear her voice. Oh, yeah, go on.
Okay. Does this imply to any culture, or is it Nigerian culture or any African culture?
When you say does this imply, what do you mean? What is it
Because
this?
is it like in Africa, men are diminished as to have to carry a baby. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a profile for them to have that because it means it shows their manlyhood. Because people would hide that information if they can bear a children or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not, then they would not be able to have a potential candidate to have an
Yeah.
options for any relationship. So my question is like, because I understand if somebody would disclose that information, the same goes as your gender as well, or if you're trans, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just asking like, what if a man, example, they're scared because they can't get any women. So is that even like
Well, I mean, the average Nigerian man is cocky. He believes he can get a woman. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. The average Nigerian man will be like, I can get a woman. But you see, the issue is getting a woman is not the problem. Keeping the woman is the problem. Because most of these women will want children. And this dude can't have children.
right?
He knows that for a fact. So it's to me, instead of him kicking off and going, oh, this woman went and brought children from outside to my home, I would say, okay, I wish you had discussed that with me, but you know what?
True.
Thank you for at least letting people call me what I never thought I'll be called. Because he has gone through years of being by himself before marrying this woman, where he has wondered, will I ever be able to have a child? Will a child ever look at me and call me daddy? And stuff like that. But he has 3 sons who
Okay.
call him daddy. Even though he's not biologically their father, the father is just, the kids don't even care. Their own is, this is daddy. So
I see him at Bobo's friend
uh,
died.
sorry about that. I'm online. Please, we'll talk later, yeah? Okay. Uh-huh. So, the thing is, he is being called something he never thought he was going to be called. And if he kicks this woman to the curb and says, no, I don't want you anymore, you're deceitful, bitch, and all that stuff, the woman will leave, but she will leave with her children. He's still the one who ends up being alone because he can't have babies. So if you like, line up women as fertile as piglets in front of him. All he's gonna do is gonna be humpy dumpy dumpy humpy on top of them, but he's not gonna drop a child. So that's what I'm saying. They should have a conversation, but he shouldn't come from a place of I'm vexed, I'm pissed, or I'm angry.
Yeah.
He should actually
It
come
should be
from a
up-
place
yeah.
of gratitude. And I wish you told me, but I understand why you didn't tell me. But I just want to say thank you. And that would make her more inclined to stay.
To stay, yeah.
Because trust and believe that woman already has an exit plan planned already, because she knows that one day this man is going to figure out that he's not the father of the children, because obviously there's something wrong with him that only him would know. Am I making sense, Sister Ebido? Or you're still like, no, he should carry his bag and run to Ghana? You're muted. You're muted, though.
The reason why I said that is that being a pastor in the church,
Mm-hmm.
it's quite obvious. I don't know, maybe you have been in the church for a pastor to just expose himself like that, and then seeing those children, his conscience will not even make him to concentrate on whatever he's doing again. That's why I say, okay, the best thing for him is to relocate. He can decide to be without children because he knows he has even not been faithful right from the beginning. So he should ready to bear the consequences. But if he find the children to be important, fine. But I'm telling you, fear we women. The woman have already have plan B. Anytime he knows about it, look, Mr. Man, if he knows about that, bringing your children back to you. Ahead. And if he don't do that now, if the children are graduating and making it alive than all other children the other man has, the man who impregnated her. He will say, okay, I've come to claim my children. So what will be the fate of that man again? Still be on zero level.
Hmm.
So the earlier the better. He quit and let him take his own cross that he will remain fatherless. If he wants to go, I mean, he will remain a what will I call it? But somebody who is a barren man. So he can easily go and adopt a child for himself. That one will be even better than waiting for future disgrace. Because he might father those children and they make it in life, maybe they become doctors, they become great in life. The person who impregnated that woman will surely come. Trust me.
True.
Because the woman has already prepared her mind for anything that can come out of it, because she knows this man will know this in later. Now that he has known, it's better for the man to separate the earlier time, because the man who impregnated her is watching those children. I'm telling you.
Hmm.
So, but you're making sense with your point, but at the same time, we should look at the other way around, that if the woman needs to come up, the man knows that she impregnated you to have these children. If she says yes, the earlier the better the man quits and let him remain himself.
Hmm.
Without that, he will just train the children for their father.
But this was in those days that children didn't really have a say. Now children would be like, the man that took care of me, the man in whose house I grew up, the man who fed me, took me to school and everything. That's my father. I don't care about some sperm donor somewhere.
Okay, if he might be
Michelle
lucky.
is saying true, because when is this generation that we came across terms like sperm donor. Oh, he's my sperm donor. He's not my father. I've actually heard a youngster address her father as her sperm donor and her stepdad
Yeah.
as her dad.
No, that shouldn't
Yes, I've watched a movie like that. I've watched a movie like that. Yes, I
Just
watched it.
Michelle is saying that that's not right. But
it's
unfortunately,
not that it's right.
yeah, but it
Yeah.
is what it is,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, the child is only going for a person who's supposed to, who took care of her.
Yeah, that's the
You know.
father. That's how it should be.
Hmm.
The father's the one that
It's a
gives
very serious
the
case.
baby.
The other question is, you
Uh,
know, the whole concept of how do we expose, how do we deal with this? So Sasha, I'm waiting for a response from you on that. That how do you think a woman is supposed to deal with the fact that her husband has caught her with, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
You're tired.
you're making
Yeah.
sense.
That is
You're
deceived.
making
Is
sense.
deceived in a way.
Yeah. So Sasha, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, I think maybe it's a cultural thing as well. Like your friend just said,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the
That's what I
thing.
was saying. It is a bit a cultural thing too.
Yeah, because I know within the African Asian communities that wouldn't go down too well.
Oh my!
Hmm. I mean,
I think
it's great that
honest, isn't it, from the start, right?
exactly, exactly.
To make
This
it clear,
honesty was already wearing gowns inside their house.
That's what
because
I'm
then
saying.
they wish to continue with that relationship or
Mm-hmm.
not. It's funny what you say because my mum calls my dad a sperm donor.
Your mom calls your dad a oh my god.
Because they are, though, aren't they? My stepdad has been more of a dad to me, to be
Oh
honest.
dear.
My maternal.
That's the thing. It takes more than sperm to be a father, I think.
Exactly.
It takes a lot more than just sperm.
No.
So that's why I'm saying that. And that's what I'm looking at. Number one, these children are innocent. They don't have anything in they have no stakes in this game.
Mm.
They were just brought into the earth. and to be taken care of and everything. And he obviously is a good dad because he's been taking care of them for 6 months and all of that. But then he makes his discovery. But the question to ask is, do you stop loving your kids because you found out that
That's fine.
their mother might have gotten them from somewhere else? They are still your children. That's why there's one thing. I love the Igbo culture for something. The Igbo culture says what number of children a woman has, in as long as she had them under her husband's roof,
Yes, yes,
those children belong to her husband.
yes, yes.
Yeah, that's
He
nice.
can't, another man can't come and claim them and say they're my children because
No,
they'll
no,
ask
no.
him,
The person who
when
paid
these
the
children were
dowry of
growing
that
up.
woman, yes.
Aha. So I love that Igbo aspect there, that whoever is the father in the house, that all the children belong to him.
Mm, that's good.
Maybe they are Igbos. That's why it happens like that. They might be Igbo. The couple might be Igbo. That's it. That's why the woman took that step.
Hmm.
Because if it is Yoruba, Yoruba will sit that husband and say, "Oh, darling, why have you been telling lies? Why did you bring me to relationship once you know like this?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't give me the opportunity to decide with my own free mind if I wanted to be involved.
Yes. So if it is Yoruba, Yoruba will open up with that man. Say, "Look, why did you do this? Why did you let me wait till this time before I discover by myself?
Hmm.
Okay, now, do you want me to go or we cover our secret?" Two of them
Eh,
have to agree. But in Igbo, they don't see anything bad in that. The person who paid dowry on the woman owns every children in that house. That's Igbo. Even if you are cutting outside, you have never married legally, and the woman have children for you, you have no right to claim that woman. If she went and married another man, the man will claim those children.
hmm.
Mm,
That's Igbo culture. Now, as you are, if you are Igbo now, you can get your junior sister in the house, get married, and tell your husband to be making fun with me, having sex with your sister to have children. So, please, darling, I don't have time for sex. I just want people to know that I'm married. That's Igbo for you. And
Hmm.
two of you can decide to get house for that your sister somewhere, so that people will not be mocking you. That's all. The way they do their own things is quite different from Yorubas. They prefer their husband sleeping with their sister than having another girlfriend outside.
Hmm. That's a serious thing right there.
Yes, oh.
Okay, let's move a bit from this. Now, why is it that when men come home with another child, especially when in Yoruba land, because this is something I know has happened,
Of course.
where the man's people will come to the woman and be like, well, your husband did a bad thing, but a very bad thing indeed. In fact, when he came and told me, I was angry with him.
It's
But we are just begging you to.
the one behind it. They engineer the whole situation. They pursue the man to go and do it. I said, "Don't worry, we'll talk to your wife." That's what
And
they will do.
meanwhile, this woman cannot say, I'm throwing you out because you have another child. She'll just
No,
accept.
she has no say. Alamajawayeya.
So where is the, because we're not having people joining us, and I don't want to drag on for too long because I'm not gonna lie, I'm struggling, I'm in a lot of pain today. So
I know.
I want to end this ASAP. So
Yes.
where do we go from here? Because we are still going to find people who presently today are finding that they can't have children and they still want to be in relationships. So what are the ways forward for couples who infertility might be an issue for either one or both of them, and they're scared that if I tell my past to this person is going to be mad at me or something like that? So how do we tackle that? So I want to hear from everyone, and then we'll close.
Well, there's always the option. Um, like we could either get a surrogate if they're into that, or they could adopt maybe.
So start looking at adoption.
That could be
That's
a
good. What are the other options? Because people are listening to us, and who knows, they might actually find something useful here.
They need to have an open conversation.
Come close.
They need to have an open conversation where they expand their options. You
So
know?
they have an open and honest
Yeah, and
conversation.
having options. Be
Yes.
in the middle where
Mm.
there's no, you can't really be talking about this when you're still frustrated about what's
Mm,
going on. You need the time to relax and sit down with your thoughts. Then explore your
mm.
options later on.
That's quite true.
Yeah.
Being open and honest, look at the different options
Hmm.
to which, surrogacy and
Yeah.
adoption is part of it. Like, it
That
could
is
be a
when
case.
love, that is when there's love between two of them. You
But
know,
Sister
when
Ibidu,
love,
when they got
when
married
relationship,
initially, wasn't there love?
see, some men just want to marry. See, you've never been to these people. I mean, go to the community where you can see many characters. They just
Wow.
want to marry sake. Some people just want to. They are ready to spend their money to do weddings. Okay, I can't tolerate woman's character. After one or two children, they will just separate. So she's the one that we have find something to say to push each other away. Before anything like that happen, the person who is in that victim, they have plan, they have mission. Okay, after having two children, I think I better let this woman go. And she is ready to spend the money to do flamboyant marriage ceremony. Marriage ceremony, serious one. But don't take him serious. He doesn't have tolerance for women. Yes. So
Hmm.
when there's serious love, when if you really love a woman, okay, I love this person. You have to open up. There shouldn't be any secret, nothing to be hide again.
Hmm.
If you open up, then you if you then you can decide, okay, I can continue. I love you because you open up. Yes.
Okay.
If somebody is very straightforward with me now, open up and he's mad, in fact, that's me. I don't know about that person. No. Once you tell the truth, in fact, your truth will makes me to honor you to any level. But when I discover that you're hiding this, I say, excuse me, I discovered that you're not being straightforward. Please have your way. Yes.
Hmm.
Allah, go your way, let me find my way. No.
That seems a bit like straightforward, but you find a lot of people saying it's not as straightforward as that. When you love somebody, like some people, I know a couple who, before they got married, they had agreed that they didn't want children, but they wanted horses, and they actually went and bought horses, and now they own a farm and a stable where they have several horses there, and they call each horse by name, and the horses answer and come. Sorry, that's my medication. The horses answer and they come. So I think that open, honest conversation as to, look, you can't diagnose a problem without knowing what the problem is. So if you're not telling me, I think things like this will make us a bit more cautious about what we getting married to. Are you just getting married to the next fine thing that walks into the room, or are you getting married to somebody who is your friend, who is your partner, who is your ride or die? You know, I think Mrs. Oh, Dr. Chris. Okay. Oh, welcome, sir.
Ah, that
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Dr. Marco, you're welcome, sir.
Okay, any thoughts? Any thoughts? I'm waiting for Dr. Chris. Any thoughts there? Okay, nothing. Well, because I don't want to keep us on too long, because as I said, I'm really struggling. I'm struggling a lot. I'm in a lot of pain, so I'm struggling.
You've
I'm
even
going
tried
to
to
cl-
write.
I'm going to close us. At least we've done an almost an hour
Yeah.
of conversation. But I think in rounding off is really, really important for us to be honest. Honesty. Look, like even when people say, someone came and asked for my body count. What do you want to do with to be honest, my body count is none of your business. Who I've slept with, that's my
Yeah.
past. I've slept with whoever I've slept with. If you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to do something to renew my pium pium?
I
My
want
pium
that
pium
one.
has done the job. There's nothing that you can do to the pium pium again. It has done
At
the
all,
job.
at all, at all.
So forget what my pium pium did in the past. It is what my pium pium is doing with you now
Of
that we
course.
should be talking about. So there are some of those questions that you just be like, no, it's none of your business, and I'm not discussing it. But when it comes to things like children, finance, all that kind of stuff, religion or faith, these are serious conversations that can make or break a relationship.
Yes,
So
yes.
I think honesty truly is the policy. And I just want to say a massive thank you to Sister Ibino, to Sasha, to Michelle, who is beside me here, but is so shy. She doesn't want her constituents to see her. To Amaka, who is on the YouTube thing. To Rita Duong, to Dr. Seno and Dr. Chris Marco. Just want to say massive thank you. I'm hoping that I will be better next week. It's just struggling today. I'm really struggling today. But we've still had a good conversation. So till we do this again, same time, same place. Take
Bye.
care and God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm.
I'm struggling
Bye,
today.
Abby. Yeah, take care.